We gon' run it, y'all. I run it. I was born to ball. You know who run it. We gon' run it, y'all. I run it.
What it do, peeps? I'm the Beat Chef. This is The Ride. Welcome aboard. Please have a seat. Make yourselves comfortable. Buckle up for safety. Safety is important. Mystics, fever. Mystics come in and steal a game. But let's see what the fever did right and what the fever did wrong. Let's get to the numbers. Now, if you were watching the game, you saw a bunch of strange things. In the first quarter, going into the second quarter, it was the Houdini moment. Houdini, the legendary rap group, had a song called The 5 Minutes of Funk. It was 5 minutes of funk in this game, and it was very costly. But it was what led up to that 5 minutes of funk was what I really caught when I watched the game the second time. Shout out to Livewire Sports Media and Nicole having me on the show. Good to watch it. Good to kick it with them. In the fourth quarter, at the 5 minute and 50-second mark, Damaris Dantas comes into the game. Caitlin Clark immediately hits her on a pass, going straight to the basket, uncontested. She blows it. Around the 4 minute and 50-second mark, Caitlin Clark hits a three. Walk up. Comes back, catches Wilson, who's guarding her, lacks on defense, sees an opening, hits another three. Whack. Following possession, they got a bad switch. Caitlin Clark is guarding Kiki Iriafen. Bottom of the key. Kiki backs into Caitlin Clark. There's a foul called. When you go back and watch the game, you'll see Caitlin Clark look to the sideline. And she mouths, "I'm okay," and gives a thumbs up. A few minutes later, around the 2 minute 58-second mark, Caitlin Clark drives to the paint, attempts a fadeaway jumper. She's fouled and blocked by Cassandra Prosper. There was no call. Washington shoots back down court. Caitlin Clark, we all know she gets hot-headed and she'll mouth off at the referee. She's been doing it since college. At this very moment, she loses focus and she loses track of Cassandra Prosper. Cassandra Prosper fakes like she's going out to the three, but cuts back in. Amore gives her the ball, nice feed, and she's up for an easy layup, and she smokes it. Caitlin pushes tempo, goes back up court, gets trapped by Cody McMahon and Angela Gugalich. Cody McMahon, ultra aggressive, knocks Caitlin to the floor. They call timeout. This was at the 2 minute and 38-second mark. She goes to the sideline. In the broadcast, they did a good job, since this was the Indiana Fever's feed, they did a good job of not showing the bench as much as they did in Los Angeles. So if you catch it every once in a while, you'll see it. She's got that heating pad on. This is where the 5 minutes of funk start. At the time Caitlin Clark goes out, it's 25 minutes and 16. It's 25 to 16. And let's go to the possessions. So at this point, Clark goes out. And this is where the combination fried rice game that this was starts. Combination. This is the players' part and the coaching. At this point, Caitlin glows out. This was a mistake. Should have kept her in the game. The Mystics players were making mistakes, but Johnson believed in his players and kept them. Stephanie White yanked Caitlin Clark after a miscue, and it cost her. So at this point, Kelsey Mitchell's running the show. Kelsey Mitchell is not a point guard, does not have a point guard's mentality, and she drives in, misses a finger roll. Prosper gets the rebound, turns the ball over. Dantas gets a steal, Mitchell comes back, misses another shot. Timpson, turnover. Timpson with a putback layup. Blocked. Timpson fouls again. Cunningham gets subbed out because she was sucking. Dantas with a foul. Dantas gets a rebound. Ty Harris, who was playing poor, turns the ball over. Terrible turnover. Cunningham gets fouled. Boston gets subbed out for Dantas. Mitchell with a bad pass. Another turnover. Sophie Cunningham misses an awful layup. She gets fouled, shoots 2 free throws. At the end of the quarter, Kelsey Mitchell allows Georgia Amore with a few seconds to drive the length of the court, run around. She loses her. And Georgia Amore goes straight at 2 players, both Gamecocks, one being Raven freaking Johnson, the other one being Aaliyah Boston, and she makes a layup on both of them to end the quarter, 28-21. Keep in mind, it was 25-16 when Caitlin Clark left the game. Now you go to the second quarter. We'll go to the second. Sorry for the scroll. Boston hits that killer bank shot on Kiki Irvin. Nice shot. Comes back down. Misses a hook. She misses that hook. Citrone grabs that rebound and pushes it up court. Gives it to Amore, who's on the left wing, and she fires a 3. Whop! And then Mitchell gets the rebound, pushes pace, tries to do a finger roll, and misses. Gets blocked by Austin. Gets the ball back. Mitchell smokes a 3-pointer. Citrone gets the rebound, pushes pace, gives it to Austin, gets it back, fires another 3, and in that moment, they scored 6 points so fast, Stephanie White had to call a timeout at 8:32. Who does she bring in? She subs out Raven Johnson, who was ineffective for Caitlin Clark. Now, if you ever had a bad back and your back get tight, if your back is loose, you'd rather do what you're doing because you know once you sit and you relax, those muscles are going to tighten up and it's hard to get that thing back going. Caitlin Clark's going through the same exact thing. That is coaching malpractice. We're going to get into the combination of the front office in just a second because it goes with this damn bench. First quarter, you smoked the field. You shot 52%. You shot 85% from 3. Very efficient. 6 out of 7. Caitlin Clark's balling. 2 of 3. Not shooting well from the field. Kelsey Mitchell, 1 of 3, 1 of 1. 28. This was the quarter you're supposed to put this team away. Right here. You could put this team away in 1 quarter. You gotta take away hope. You can't give a young team confidence that they're in the game. They allowed them to think they were still in the game. Mind you, Kiki's not scoring well. Neither is Sonia Citrone. The bench isn't giving them much. Wilson with 1-3. But boxing, they're in the paint. 10 points. Keep that in mind. People were talking about in the chat, shout out to Livewire Sports Media for having me on, about how fast that quarter went. First quarter was 20 minutes. The first quarter of the Sparks game was 19. Same type of flow, fast paced. This is the Mystics game. This is the second thing that Stephanie White didn't do right. Didn't understand your opponent. Your opponent's bigger and they're younger. And they're going to hit that paint. And they're going to score points. They're going to be a boxer that's only throwing body shots. It's not the dramatic knockout from a headshot. This is going to be death by body blows. You get You get into the second quarter. Point paints still in the Mystics' favor, but not as much. They're still not shooting threes. They're shooting 40%. You start that second quarter off terrible. We know that. This is what's dooming you. This right here. See, now you got Caitlin Clark coming back into the game to play that 8 minutes and 30 seconds. She's going to play the rest of the second quarter with a tight back. She's been sitting for 5 minutes. Now her back's tight. Now she's got to get into a rhythm. Hard to. 0 for 2, 0 for 4. But, Sophie, what's wrong with your back? Bagel. Mo Billings with 3 points. Mitchell, 2 of 5. What's wrong with your back? Aaliyah Boston, 1 of 3. You're not asking for the ball, Aaliyah. What's going on? And as you can see, the fouls are starting to pick up. So we go to the halftime. I want you to pay close attention to this one. Sonia Trishone has 7. Kiki Irifin has 4. They're shooting 48%, 40 from 3. Didn't shoot a lot of them. Fever, 35, 14 of 40 shots. 43% from 3. They've played 48 minutes of basketball in a 20-minute game. First half. But 48 minutes real time. 16 points in the paint. 6 body blows. Third quarter, which was an ultra catastrophe. Now, Caitlin Clark has gotten warmed up just to go sit down at halftime. This is not good. Bagel from Cody. But Kiki, perfect. Rebounds, scored 13 points in that quarter. Sonia Citrone scores 6, 3 of 4. Shooting 70%, only took 3 3-pointers. 9 personal fouls, 5 turnovers. The Fever. Cunningham with a bagel. Monique Billings with 2. Aaliyah Boston, 8 minutes, took 2 shots, not shooting, making $1 million. 2 points. Kelsey Mitchell, 3 of 5. 1 of 1 from 3, 7 points. Caitlin Clark, 0 for 5, got everything from the free throw line. Remember, she sat at halftime. Now she's got to warm up, and she's only getting 6 minutes to do it. Keep that in mind. But look at your bench. This is where the front office fails. Your first round pick, Raven Johnson, bagel across the board. No help. Was AWOL. Lexi Hull, hamstring, 2 of 2, got 5 points. What's Dantas' problem? What's going on with her? What's going on with Timpson? Bagels. Bagels. Raven, bagels. Misha Hines Allen got more run than your second round pick from a year ago and your first round pick from this year. You're shooting 28%, 20%. You're shooting threes. But this is the devil in the details. You ain't getting in that paint. You only took 9 shots. But the Mystics, body blow. Body blow. They landed 10 body blows in that quarter. 10 to a 26-21 advantage. Right now they're shooting, this is 1 through 3, they're shooting 56%. They know where the money is. Who doesn't understand the game? The damn Fever don't understand. This ain't where it's at. This is where it's at. You got to get better at this. We go to the fourth. Caitlin Clark's back is now warm from playing that 6 minutes in the third quarter. Who's dominating the fourth? Caitlin Clark. She plays 1 second from playing the entire damn quarter. 1 second. You know who got that 1 second? That first round pick that we heard about. That first round pick, Raven. What did Raven provide in that 1 second? A 0. You know who got a 0 on the report card? Damaris Dantes. You know who got a 0? Lexi Hull. The only one that scored points was Misha Hines Allen. Caitlin Clark carried this team. Kelsey Mitchell, ineffective, 1 of 3, 2 of 5, 5 points. Aaliyah Boston didn't even show up on the bench. My leg hurt. Baby, your leg been hurting. What are we talking about? Mo Billings, you scored 1 point. Sophie, 2 points. But talk about it on your podcast. Please, tell us. They shoot 61% because of Caitlin Clark. But you know what the Mystics are doing? They still in the paint. The only reason why the Fever got paint points is because Caitlin Clark's driving to the basket. And then we go to overtime. In overtime, bagel, 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 bagel. Lexi Hull's the only one showed up on the bench with 4 points. And she matched Clark. Kelsey Mitchell with 5. Aaliyah didn't play. Monique with a bagel. And Sophie with another bagel. They shoot 38%, 33%, back to what they kind of got in 1 through 4. The same team. Shot 39%, and when it counted in a 5-minute basketball game, you shot about the same you shot as the rest of the game. And the Mystics, who they were the entire game. Points in the paint, 58. Dominated. So you held their star players to 11 points in the first half. And you allowed them to finish the game with 55 combined. 55 combined. Kiki Irfin goes for 25. Sonia Citron goes for 23 in the second half alone. Because you failed to get anybody with significant size to be on your bench and to prevent this from happening. 58 points in the paint. That's why I said in the preview show, you needed 66 from your big three, because this was going to be double dribble, a up and down high tempo game with not a lot of defense, but you got to get some stops and you got to put your foot on the throats of a young team. You failed to do that. That is on Kelly Krostoff and Amber Cox for getting friends of friends on the team and former players that you had on the team. And, oh, I like Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, but she hasn't played. You might as well cut her and get somebody that's 6'5", 6'6", just to be a space eater. Coaching and front office malpractice in this game, but the players have to be held responsible because Kelsey Mitchell isn't injured. 10 of 25. You scored 24 points on 25 shots. Terrible. It's terrible. Caitlin, 28 points. 28 shots. You scored 32 points. It's terrible. Monique Billings, 11 shots to score 10 points. It's terrible. Sophie, 5 shots and you got 7 points. That's terrible. It's a terrible team. It was only masked by a great fourth quarter by the only star on a team, Caitlin Clark, playing with a bad back. A bad back. And that's what helped you. A bad back. That bad back If she doesn't have a bad back, they're dominating. But that back is bothering her. And it's only when that back is warm, and that's at the beginning of a game, coming out of warm-ups and getting started. So you got to give her time to get warmed up after halftime. That's what we got to start looking at. How long is it going to take her back to get thawed out, to get warmed up? Let me know your thoughts. Leave your comments below, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.